Hey everybody, hope all is well. In this lecture, I'm going to show you a way to analyze Google Shopping campaigns in a way that provides more value to the client because you could start combining conversion rate optimization, uncovering issues with the client's website, and that will not only improve the campaigns, but it will also enhance the value of your relationship with your client. And obviously, that's a really important thing to do. Oftentimes, Google Ads practitioners are hyper focused on just looking at the AdWords dashboard, the Google Ads dashboard, and they don't really go outside of the Google Ads dashboard into client websites. And that's a problem because oftentimes issues that you'll uncover in Google Ads cannot be solved by editing and modifying settings in Google Ads. You have to realize that 50% of what you do is traffic acquisition, and the other part is converting that traffic, is conversion rate optimization. So there's an interesting way you could do that with shopping campaigns, and I know everybody wants to hear about shopping campaigns, and this is an issue that we uncovered in a client account, and it was a really big issue we uncovered because we saw this with one product at first, but we realized that the issue was affecting many of the products. And this is a client that has, I think, 1,500, 1,600 different products in the shopping feed. But it was really uncovered first by trying to figure out how to optimize a shopping campaign. So let's go into the shopping campaign dashboard over here. So this is all campaigns, and then we're gonna go into shopping campaigns. I have my date range selected to 90 days to today. And we see clicks, cost, you could modify what you're looking at. If I'm doing a quick analysis, I'll usually look at clicks and conversions to see if things are just looking okay. Obviously, there's a dip over here. You want to get a high-level view of how things have been going, especially once you get to know these campaigns a little bit better. You'll have a better sense of things. So I'm going to go into, sometimes I'll sort by clicks, and I'll start looking at the campaign that has the most clicks and the most cost. So obviously this campaign here called New Wigs has $46,000 of spend over the last 90 days. It's by far the most important campaign. So if we could uncover difficulties or issues, this is the campaign that we want to start looking at. So I'll click into the campaign, and here are things. There's one ad group, and inside this ad group we have a bunch of different product groups, how things are split up. So if we were to go into apparel and accessories, let's say, and this is oftentimes people don't do this. People don't realize that inside Google Ads, there's actually like this mini merchant center, and you can get a lot of information without going into Google Ads. So while according to the left-hand nav, this is we're as far drilled down as we're going to go, but you could actually hover over any product group segment, go over to the products submitted, and if you click on that, you'll be brought into the actual products tab. And over here, I could sort by clicks. And this is the products sorted by clicks that got the most clicks within the last 90 days. But when I'm looking for issues, I tend to look at what has changed. Has anything dramatic changed between two different date ranges? And you could be looking at 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. It doesn't really matter, depending on how you optimize your account. But that's something which is really important to look at, because it's one thing to look at the data by itself over a date range, but if you want to uncover issues that have been causing performance to either increase or decrease in certain areas of the account, you have to really see a comparative, something to compare the current date range to. So I'll go over to my date range and I'll just click compare, and by default it'll compare to the previous period. So I'll have the previous 90 days and I'll click apply. And now you could expand and contract any of these values, any of these columns, and you could add and modify columns. So first, I might look at, where has conversions changed, but I often look at which products are just getting less traffic, which products are getting less clicks or more clicks, like what has changed in the account. So I'll open up the clicks, and if you could sort by the change. So over here I have the current, clicks in this date range. Over here I have the clicks in the 90 days prior. So I see right away that this product has a lot more clicks than previously, than the previous 90-day period. So I could sort by change up or down. And if I click it again, it'll sort by the most amount of clicks that change. And obviously all the zeros will be first. So you could filter out the zeros. So I could do a filter saying performance clicks is greater than 0. And now I'll see clicks that, I'll see products that got 1 click in the previous 90 days and 0 clicks in the 90 days before that. And you could go in and update this filter as well. So, I'll usually not I'll probably not want to look at things that have just one click. Let's say I'll take a look at anything that has more than 10 clicks maybe. And this filter is going to apply to the current date range, by the way. And you can start looking around and say, okay, we're getting more clicks on this product. This is the price of the product. What's the click-through rate? And you can go down and you could see what's been happening in the account at the product by product level. And this is a really good technique to use, this comparative date range. Now, if I were to click into any of these individual products, you actually get a Merchant Center dashboard. So you could see the individual data for this product. You could see what the ad looks like. You could see the information from the Merchant Center feed. If I click down, I could see additional attributes. And I could see exactly what's been happening in terms of conversions and clicks. And if I click here, I'll actually going to go to the website. So I'm going to go over to the website. And here's the product page. Now, I could select color, etc., add to the cart. And I usually like to do this because I want to see that the product page is working. Now, let me show you an example of an additional analysis. So I was back, and I'll go into my shopping campaigns again. I'll go back to the campaign level. Instead of drilling into one individual campaign, I'll just go straight to product groups. And this is what I typically do at the first stage of an optimization, instead of going into individual campaigns to figure out the most egregious issues. I'll go into all products over here. I'll click product submitted because this is everything together. And I'll do the same sort of analysis. So I have my 90 days versus 90 days. I have the greatest amount of sorted by the greatest amount of change, and there's no filter here. So this product I saw had 1 click in the last 90 days, but it had 17 clicks in the previous 90 days. Conversions was down. Conversions were down. Not that this was a high converting product, but I wanted to see, like, it's 17 clicks, no conversions, what's going on. So I click into the product title, and again, I see sort of like there's activity, then there hasn't been activity. I click into the actual product to see if it's working on the website. And I go to make sure everything is working from an e-commerce perspective. So select color. I'm able to select the color, and I could add it to my cart, and you see that the product is working. Now, what was happening originally with this product, because the client actually fixed the issue, was you weren't able to add the item to your cart. And that was a big problem. There was no color selection option available. And that issue obviously has since been changed because we found that issue. And hopefully this product should start getting more traffic over time. Now, if you find an issue on a website with a specific product, you could actually filter by product title to look at that product, how it's been performing in Google Ads. So I can go to my title, and I can paste in a value of a product that might have an issue on the website. Click apply. And this was the same product that we had that issue with. And again, you could go in that way. So if you're on the website, and let's say I'm just, I don't know, I'm going to go to a page that has a certain wig, and I think that this page might have an issue, or if you find some issue, again, the issue that we found, and I'll show you the email that I originally sent. This product is out of stock, and it might, be causing issues in the campaign. So we reached out to the client, and they took care of it. So now that this is the product here, and you could select the color now, or this was actually not that product, but it was a different product, and you're able to select the color, and they, updated the add to cart button, made it look a little nicer based on some of our suggestions, etc. And we'll be back in action. So that's just a way to look at shopping campaigns by drilling down from the campaign into the ad groups, into the product groups, and then into the individual product list in that product group, and then going further where you go into any individual product and start uncovering potential issues for that account. I think it's a really useful tool. It's something that I do regularly when I'm optimizing campaigns, because if you have a 15,000 SKU catalog, right, you're not going to be managing your campaign. I don't mean to say that you should be optimizing your ads account at the product level. It's not what I'm saying. You should be segmenting out your products into different buckets based on ROI, based on price, based on brand. There's all these different attributes that you could use and custom labels in a Google Shopping campaign. But a really good optimization technique that's very impressive to clients, that really shows your value as an agency or as a contractor, is to drill down into the product level. especially with products that seem to have a big change in performance month over month. Sometimes that could be because you've changed settings in Google Ads. You've lowered your bid. You've segmented things out in a different way. There's a whole bunch of different things that you might have done. But oftentimes you'll go to the website by clicking the link in that drill down, and you'll find issues that exist that would not have been solved if you didn't go to the website and look around, click around, try to add something to the cart. So like I said, when I first came, this color selector was actually broken, and you were not able to add an item to the cart. And just being able to uncover that, show the client that we're not only managing your Google Ads account, we're also looking at the website, is a great value add. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that's an interesting way of adding that to your arsenal of optimization techniques for shopping, but also for other campaigns as well. Enjoy, hope it's useful, and I will see you guys in the next lecture.